Good afternoon and welcome to this What's My Story recording. My name's Chris Ogle and today I've got the pleasure of Simon Cox. Come and say hello, Simon.
Good afternoon.
So welcome and thanks for coming on and doing a What's My Story interview. This is quite early on in this sort of series. You're from up in the North Hants district of, well, as far as Link for Growth is organised. And this is a little bit of an opportunity for you to sort of share some of the stuff about your life with people who may not know you so well as I do. So here we go. Here's the first question. So you're in North Hants, actually you're in Kettering at the moment, but that's not always been the case, has it? So give us a quick synopsis of Simon's early days.
Well, I was born in Hillingdon in Middlesex, and I lived there pretty much for 27 years in the West London area. Moved over to Leighton Buzzard in 2001. Relocated back to Harefield in Middlesex in must have been 2003, I think it was. And then 2005 decided to relocate to Wellingborough in Northamptonshire, and then moved to Kettering in 2012 now. So I've been there since 2012.
So that's a lot of moving about, isn't it? How did that affect schooling, or was a lot of that kind of after the schools were done?
With regards to what the children, or
Yeah,
regards to
you as a you were born in sort of London area, and then kind of what school did the moving around sort of affect the schools now? Because I mean I kind of stayed in the same place, so I went to the same school, never had to make new friends and stuff like that.
No, I was in the same place for up until I was 27, and then just decided to relocate. The relocation actually came through a business venture. We decided to take on a pub. And I've done a lot of my training in Harrow, in the Plough, actually, in Kenton, if anybody knows the Plough in Kenton. Decided to take on a pub in 2001 through Charles Wells Brewery, and the one they had available for us was in Leighton Buzzard. So we just said as a family, let's relocate, give it a go. So we literally moved to, for the first time ever, really, moved out of the area where we had born, bred, knew like the back of our hand, to Leighton Buzzard with no work, no friends, but we had a job, and that job was for us as business people, really, to lead this pub, which we did for 3 years.
How did that go? Because like obviously a pub, I mean in those days, which wasn't that long ago, but in those days, it must have enabled you to sort of break into the community quite easily.
Yeah, it did. I mean, the actual pub we took over was a backstreet pub, where the previous guy that had it for a different reason other than a community pub. He had it for like a bed and breakfast sort of scenario. But we wanted to turn it into a community local pub. So obviously we were in amongst the community. What we found was, people were coming to us obviously for their social lives. Alongside the pub, obviously we became sort of unofficial counsellors, because obviously when you're in the pub, you're hearing everyone's life stories and why they're in the pub. Sometimes they're there for celebration, sometimes they're there for other reasons. But it gives us a chance to really get in amongst the community, and we're very pleased that we exited the industry. It was only 3 years later we exited when the smoking ban came in. We felt it wasn't right to continue with the pub, with majority of our customers were smokers, so we felt it was a chance for us to exit. And my ex-wife had just given birth to our daughter, so it was a case of I didn't really want to bring the children up in the pub, and obviously the children weren't really part of the plan when we took the pub on. But yeah, from the community point of view, we had great fun in there. We won awards with the pub for obviously being one of the best community local pubs. It was the centre of the activity in Leighton Buzzard, where we had the darts league, we had the pool league running out of there. We tried to get a football team going, but it couldn't quite grasp that. But we managed to get, certainly the Domino's team. We had Quiz League in there as well. So it was a real community place where people could come enjoy themselves and obviously let their hair down as well as having a few pints.
So what happened after the pub landlord trip? Then what was the next thing?
After that, I've always had a few jobs in high positions. I've led finance departments in companies. So I was actually running the pub alongside full-time employment in West London. Before I took the pub on, I was actually fortunate to work in the football industry, and I would literally exited the football industry as an employee in 2001 to take on the pub. But I was actually commuting from the pub back to West London every day for employment. So from a man's point of view, I had the keys to a pub in one pocket and the keys to a football club in another pocket. So it was an absolute dream lifestyle to a certain extent. So I ended up going back to West London actually and relocated back down to Harefield, but obviously overseeing the pub from Harefield as well. So it was quite an interesting, challenging time where a lot of time was actually spent in the car between Harefield back up to Leighton Buzzard down to West London. It was just a crazy period of my life, really.
That trip on the Leighton Buzzard Road isn't any fun, is it? I know that. I've done that a few times. So, what was the sort of idea behind moving out of London, sort of up to Wellingborough? Because that's a big move, isn't it?
It is a big move. Wanted to move away, really raise the children away from West London. I felt that there was a lot of traffic. I wasn't particularly happy with myself either. I was sat around really in car all the time, and I'm just thinking I'm not really enjoying this. I want to get out and do stuff. So we literally took a map and decided, we're going to go east or west. No, hold on. Let me just get this right. We're going to go west or north, actually, because we ended up north. Let's get that bit right. But we just felt we wanted to move away, and we felt that if we moved to somewhere a little bit more central in the UK, it would allow us to get out and about rather than be sort of more southern based. We could get to family in the north. From where we are in the East Midlands here, we can get over to Norfolk, in 3 hours. We can go to Wales in 3 hours. We can get further up north to say Leeds or Manchester or something in 3 hours. So we're quite centrally based. And for me, living where I'd lived, I'd sort of always been on the go. Felt that I'd sort of explored most of the south of England. Wanted to sort of get into the Midlands and see what we could do. But we've also got family in Birmingham and that, so it meant that we could see more of a family. So gave us a chance to really sort of relocate and build a life here now.
So you're from London, and you got family in the north. So who are that? Are they in? Whereabouts are they in the north?
Newcastle, Birmingham,
Right.
yeah, all over the place. It's not massive. Don't get me wrong. We haven't got a massive family, but it's more a case of I've got friends that have moved further up the country as well. Which if I can see them when I'm travelling around or whatever, then I will fit it in and see them. Now with the business, obviously, I've got an exhibition coming up later this month in Newcastle. I'm actually staying at my cousin's while I'm going to the exhibition the next day. So I sort of look at it that where we are, obviously, we're quite centrally located. We can get out and about and get out to see people.
Brilliant. So you mentioned a little while ago, kids. You got how many children have you got?
I've got two girls. My partner, my fiance, has got two boys, all around a similar sort of age. So it's quite interesting seeing them all growing up together. We also went through a divorce 5-6 years ago now, so obviously had to start life again, which has been quite a challenge to face. But you can't stop learning from the children, and they get on really well, and good fun to be around. So yeah, wouldn't change it for the world.
So out of work, apart from 4 kids, which is a handful, what does Simon like doing outside of work?
I love my football. Always have done since I was a young boy. Fell into it really, collecting football stickers in the playground back at primary school. So absolute tremendous love affair for the football. I enjoy music. Always listening to music when I get some time. Obviously spending time with the children as well, which is always good fun. And I enjoy just knowing that you're making a difference to people as well. And I do some charity work as well. Helping to raise money and awareness for local charities around where we are now. Taken on a couple of charity challenges over the years, which have raised some money for charities and that. So I think your direct answer is I just enjoy making a difference to the community, and it's a great thing to be able to know that you've made a positive impact on someone's life, even if it's just a small thing. So people say, is it a hobby? Yeah, I see it as a hobby. It's a chance to really know that you've done something and made a positive difference.
So I'm going to ask you, put you on the spot now. Tell us a quick story, any story throughout your life that you just fancy sharing, something that's,
blimey. Okay, 1999. It's quite a funny one. Just got into emails really in the workplace, and I was working in one of my employers who was actually working in the football industry, and I'd agreed to do the New York Marathon in 1999. So it meant flying over to New York to do the marathon and coming back. And obviously part of our fundraising to raise money for the young lad we were raising money for at the time, we had to obviously raise some money towards our airfares. So Robert Smythe from, I think it's from The Cure, very kindly offered to donate a guitar. So what he did was he emailed the contact where I was working and said, I'll give you a guitar, but I'm not going to give it to you to auction until you've physically done the event. So the email was forwarded on to me. Of course, I opened up the email and responded directly with something along the lines of, what the hell is he playing at? We need this money beforehand, not realising I'd actually sent it directly to Robert Smythe and not to the person that actually sent it to me. So it was a rather embarrassing one. Fortunately, when you're in that rock and roll lifestyle, I think that was pretty tame to what they should what they face, should I say? So.
And you successfully completed it, I assume.
Yeah, we got round. We raised about £1,200, I think, for it. It was a great experience, but would I do another one? No.
Once is enough, but your good lady's doing one, isn't she?
Yeah, she's doing the London Marathon this year for the first time. When I first met her, she'd never ran. She was told she would never run by the doctor, and she's just completed 20 miles, and she's doing the London Marathon for the first time later on this month. So looking forward to taking the children down and cheering her on. We're going to probably get some flags or banners made up and wave at her in the crowd to make sure she can see us. But anybody that goes out and does those events, they're tremendous effort they put in with the training, but also what they're doing it and the reason they're doing it. So I love seeing people doing well through those events as well, that putting themselves out there.
Brilliant. All right. Okay. Well, that's it. Time's up, young man. So thanks ever so much for coming on and doing this. Now we've done this, it will go up under the What's My Story in Northamptonshire, but it'll also go up onto the national platform, so everyone around the country can find out who the hell Simon Cox is. So thanks for coming on.
No problem.
All right. Cheers for now.